Fall guy, and the way that thing was written, I don't know. Tani might actually be innocent to the whole thing, which is wild. But as I mentioned, it is a Juice Reel Thursday. We are so excited to welcome in a new sponsor, a new person to the BBB. He is Ricky Gold. He is going to go right into the big box with Juice Reel from New York. Ricky, Matt, and Dave, how are you? Good to see you again.
Hey, I'm doing great, Dave, Matt. Great to be on with you guys. You got a fantastic show, so thank you for having me.
All right, let's start. The audience obviously is first hearing of Juice Reel. What is the app? How did you guys start it? What is your background that the folks can learn about if they go and download your app?
Yeah, so I mean, we built Juice Reel with the concept of why wouldn't you be using Juice Reel if you bet on sports? It's a tool, it's free, and I can talk a little bit about how it works. So really how it works is wherever you're betting, whether you bet at DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, even Bovada or on those local bookie websites, with Juice Reel, you connect in your betting account and all of your bets on those other apps load into Juice Reel. And we give you analytics and insights on yourself, like where you're winning, where you're losing, what's your profit and loss over time. And then where things get really interesting is how we use all of the data that all of our users are all connecting in. We use all of that information to help everybody bet smarter. And there's a bunch of different ways that we do that. And I guess we could get into that later.
Well, so someone signs up for Juice Reel, and one, welcome to the show. 2, good to see you. And 3, you can do this from anywhere. You don't have to be, in a state that's only legal. You don't have to have a book that is only this book or that book. Like, it conforms to you, and it's a tool to help you actually hold yourself accountable for everything you're doing, whether it's a DGen or a professional. Anybody could use this, right?
Absolutely. We're in all 50 states, and we connect with just about every book, couple of random blind spots. But,
Right.
If you're using a book, there's a pretty good chance we've got it. And a lot of people use more than one.
Obviously.
Which is key to actually, I tell people this all the time, you should have multiple outs if you're really looking at this stuff every day. And the reason for that is because the price may be better here than over there. They may offer something in a menu over here that they don't offer over there. This will help you look and see all of that, right?
Absolutely. And so when you can start to see that kind of consolidated portfolio view of yourself, keep yourself accountable, learn about yourself. But then, I really love the way that we're taking all of that information to help you find your future bets, the next bet you're gonna take. And so, one of the ways that we do that is, let's look at like a random game tonight. Rockets are playing the Jazz.
Over. Bet over.
So like one thing that's interesting is you think about it. Think about everyone who's betting on the game. Okay, 100 people are betting on the game, and everyone using Juice Reel's connected in their sports books. So we know who's a good bettor. We know who's a bad bettor. And if you say, let's say 100 people in our app are betting on that Rockets Jazz game, we show our users what side of the game are the best performing 20 people. Are they taking the Rockets or are they taking the Jazz? Wow. And what about the I don't like to call them the worst bettors, but people who are historically not profitable,
right?
Are they taking the Rockets or the Jazz? And if you could start to see all the smart, sharp, profitable bettors are all on one side, and all of the people who are typically losing bets are on the other side, that's a really insightful piece of information that you can't get anywhere else. And it's all made possible by the fact that everybody's connecting in their betting accounts. And so we're using this like concept of community-driven data insights to help everybody.
So these are betting splits, essentially.
Yes.
But they're direct betting splits from users with real-time stuff tracked. Like, this is not just randomly put in their information. And Juice Reel has no reason to manipulate this information.
Doesn't matter.
Exactly. We're here for the community.
Doesn't matter what side you're on. So let me put this on the screen. What are we looking at here? So the right-hand side, this is what your phone would look like as you're using the application?
Yeah, this is one of the screens that after you link in your books, some of the insights that you'll see your profit and loss over time. You can break it out by month or by week, how you're doing on straight bets versus parlays and teasers, how you're doing across sport. If you're able to scroll down, you can see your best teams, things like that. And then, on the homepage is where you'd find all the things that would help you find your next bet and do that in an insightful way.
That's very, very cool. So in terms
It's
of
all free.
right, it's all free. In terms of the ability to see, do you find users who are ever surprised at the information that gets spit back at them? That they're like, well, I thought I was better at that sport than I actually am.
Yeah, we get it. We get a few pieces of feedback pretty commonly. I get a couple of, I always thought this should exist. This was my idea, and
Yeah.
which is what you love to see. And yeah, people are surprised. Some people are like, "Oh, I wish I didn't know."
Right.
Some people are like, and you should know how you're doing. That's how you have to be accountable for your betting. Even if you don't like it, people lose over time. A lot of people win over time too. But you got to, you need to know how you're doing. You can't live in ignorance.
Yeah.
Hold on, Dave. We have a question. Someone's using Juice Reel right now that have used you guys, and he has a question for you, Ricky.
Go
He
for
said,
it.
"What happens if the book doesn't sync properly? If whatever he's mentioning one book, he's having a tough time linking. Can he do it manually if the book doesn't sync automatically?"
So we don't let people manually add bets, and the reason we do that is because it's very important across the app that everybody has an authentic profile. If somebody just uploaded winning bets, that's going to skew everything for everybody.
Fair.
So it's really important that everybody has authentic profiles. Every piece of data in our app is accurate, authentic. The winners are really winners. The losers are really losers. And then there's a feature that we exist. You see on Twitter how everybody's selling picks and things like that. And, there's all these like marketing gimmicks, everybody's selling picks, and you just don't know who to trust. There's nobody with us giving a sense of transparency with that. That's something that really, I think isn't good for the betting industry. Giving out picks is one thing, but I think people should give out picks if they're good bettors, but they need to vouch for themselves. It needs to be authentic. They need to show how much they're winning. Are they winning? Are they losing? And it's okay if you're losing. People go on runs. And so in our app, we let people click into other people to the extent that they want to be clicked into, so that you can share information about yourself. And we let people sell picks within our platform and monetize their betting activity. We let people build their own betting advice business within our app, but we do it in a way where you have to be transparent, because I think transparency is really important when it comes to betting advice.
Absolutely. And we got a couple guys in the chat right now. Connor Winsky just said Juice Reel in the house. Football Guy 97 says I have the app already.
Love to see
Ron
that.
Sean just downloaded it because you're on the show. This is great. This is how
Welcome.
Welcome to Juice Reel. What would be the apprehension to using Juice Reel? Like, what would you tell someone who's like, man, I don't know if I need all this. It might be too much. I have no interest in selling my picks. Like, what is the objection to Juice Reel that you're hearing so far in this, journey?
So that goes back to kind of like my purpose of why we're building it in the way that we're building it. We want to build it where there isn't an objection. If you're betting on sports, you should be using this free tool, because everything in here is either going to make it more enjoyable, more insightful, or more efficient for you. And so, we don't really get a lot of objections around using Juice Reel, because I think we're thinking about in a way where, I've been betting on sports. I'm 30 and I've probably got 29 years of betting.
Right.
Everything that we've put into this app has been, it's for bettors by bettors, and we want it to be helpful for you, and that's why we make pretty much most of the things free, or ridiculously cheap.
I know you guys spent a lot of money on this, but in terms of the tech in the back end and keeping things secure, how much work have you guys done into keeping people's data secure? Because in this day and age, that's a number of people are asking in the chat. That's the number one day and age. Hey, if I give you my data, my information, how can I be confident you'll protect it?
Absolutely. I mean, everything's on the line with data and security. We've spent years building this product. I could get into some of the history around how we started this. But that is an absolute top priority. Security is reputation, and that's really everything. And we've taken all the industry precautions to keep everything secure.
So we got Nicky Ciramello. He's going to be a future producer of the show. He just downloaded the app. JPC the fourth just said, "I just downloaded the app, but my betting history might break your tech." This is a guy who bets way too much, like JPC. Claire check is in-game, pre-game, halftime. Like, there's not bets. If you can make a bet at a book, it can be tracked in Juice Reel, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And I think one of the cool things that when we were on the call with you earlier, Ricky, that we talked about is that you guys have lines for almost every book, it seems, in the world, right? You guys have, at least in America, you can go to a game, you can see the price differential between every book, right?
That was my favorite thing. When literally, Ricky, tell them, because I got excited when you showed that to us on the call. I was like, you should get it for this alone.
Yeah.
So if you're looking tonight at Golden State, Portland, okay, and it's 14 pretty much everywhere, but somewhere has 13. You can see it right there on the app, right?
Exactly. And everybody hates popping open all the different, I'm in New York. We've got six different books, and I hate popping open each of them to see the lines of the different books. We made it kind of like almost like a Expedia, where you see them in order, and you can filter them by the states that you care about. Some of the pros use VPNs, and so they want to see all 100 of them. But yeah, I think getting the best line. If you can get 13 instead of 14, like, of course.
Does it do it for player props too, Ricky?
It does. We scan just about every line from every sports book that there is. We even actually calculate arbitrage opportunities around all of those lines. So sometimes the lines vary so much from sportsbook to sportsbook, and the VIG varies so much from sportsbook to sportsbook, that you can actually automatically make money placing a certain amount on each side. Like, is somebody gonna, score a goal? And he's either gonna score a goal or he's not. And sometimes the odds are varied enough where you could take yes and no. And if you bet the right amount, and we show you that right amount on each side, there's a way you'll automatically make some money.
So walk us through that, because Dave and I have talked, and I've learned this a lot for working with Dave about arbitrage and how to basically reduce your risk. And Dave calls it earning. You're not really betting, you're just earning. How does the app tell you that? Does it pop up? Is there like is there a thing that says ARB opportunity? Like, how does the app alert you that this is a good play?
Yeah, you'll get a push notification. Really, arbitrage is for people who are serious about making money. And so you click there's a screen on our homepage. You click arbitrage. Really, if you're serious about making money, click Arbitrage Pro, and that you can set the books that you care about with Arbitrage Pro. So like if you're in New York and you only bet with New York books, like you don't have to see books that you don't have to see Hard Rock in Florida, for example. So you can set the books you care about, and it'll calculate arbitrage constantly and send you a push notification when that opportunity arises.
Dave, that's my idea. Remember my idea about
that's what I'm saying. That's the feedback that we get.
A big red light, bet.
Yeah, we talked about this exact thing, Ricky, when, in the course of doing the show. We've done over 500 shows. We talk about a lot of things, both that things Matt has thought about in years past, what we think about now, what we hear in these meetings and talk about. You're doing it. That's great. All right. Last one for me, Ricky. The Knicks are playing the Celtics tonight. The show's called Bostonian versus the book. All right. All we hear about is the Celtics, the Celtics. Are you a Knicks fan, number one?
I am a Knicks fan, but that being said, I'm not a diehard Knicks fan, and I wouldn't be afraid to bet against them.
Okay, that's good.
Rangers, I
Knicks
don't bet against.
have any shot of getting one to the Eastern Conference Finals, and two, can they actually be the team that takes down the Celtics? And it's okay, you can say no.
Yeah, I'm not that sold on them. They look good. They're hot. It's a lot to.
No,
It's
Randall.
not easy winning championships. It's not easy winning the East. I'm not putting my money on a Knicks future.
Fair.
I'm rooting.
Okay.
I'm rooting
That's
for
fine.
them. I'm rooting for them. But
That's fine.
I won't. Let's just hope they get there.
All right, Rick, we're going to talk to you from week to week here. So we'll get more into the history of Juice Reel and your background and how you came to the idea and the way the company was started in the app. But if folks want to go download it right now, if they're watching, listening, how can they go get Juice Reel?
So open up the App Store if you're on an iPhone. Open up the Google Play Store if you're on Android. Type in Juice Reel. Juice like orange juice or rest in peace, OJ.
There it is. Paying attention to
combination.
current events, Ricky. Good job.
The Juice and Reel, REEL. Download it. It's free. I hope you enjoy it. And if you need anything, message support and we'll be glad to help you out.
Ricky, welcome to the show. Look forward to talking to you every week. Thank you for Juice Reel Thursdays. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week. All right.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Ricky Gold from Juice Reel joining us here on the Bostonian versus the book.
Reel
Good stuff
Thursdays.
with him. Juice Reel Thursdays coming up here on BVB. That was
Ain't
a hell of
bad
a
for show
start.
with no value, baby.
It's a hell of a start to the show right there.
Attaboy.
That was a lot of fun to get him on the program. Appreciate him being here on BVB.